And good morning to the Friday Morning Commute with your host, Rovin Doug. Let's get started. Alright. Hey, the truck behind me's gone. Sweetness. Oh no. It's not. It's almost gone. But I shall beat it out the gate. So, this week, week 13 of year 2. We have Zur, as it is Thursday, Friday. I don't know what flavor your Zurios come in, if they're salty or sweet this week, but this is what Zur has for us. We have Helm of Inmost Light for Titans, we have the Radiant Dance Machine leggings for Hunters, and then we have the Nothing Manacles for Warlocks. Zur is selling a weapon, the Monte Carlo, this week, so if you don't have it, now would be a great time to pick it up. And then we also have the Legacy Exotic Engram being of the primary weapon variety today. So that will be yummy and delicious. And remember, if you're picking up a Legacy Engram, it only works for currently year 1 exotics of that type. So it'll be, on a tangent right here, it'd be interesting to see if they keep the legacy mechanic and the essence of it only, it's weighted more towards exotics you don't have from years before this one. So say year 3 starts, we still have the legacy engrams. It now starts weighting towards year 2 and year 1 exotics for that class versus, for that weapon class, versus having the, having like a year 1 legacy or a year 2 legacy. It would, in my mind as a developer, make sense to have that and just build that mechanic out. Because at some point, everyone's going to complete their year 1 collection. Everyone's going to complete their year 2 collection. And so this way, you use the same item, the same mechanic, and it functions the same, you just add the functionality to it. So I find that to be pretty interesting. Now on to updates. This week we saw the release of the December patch, and with it we saw weapon tuning and a little bit of new economy go into play. Petra now accepts Etheric Light for faction rep. What else? Oh gosh. I want to say the Vanguard factions, Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, New Monarchy, all also take now planetary materials towards faction rep. And I think each one has their own specific. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't played Destiny in a very long time, scheduling it, such. However, it would make sense in my mind that, New Monarchy might do Relic Iron, Future War Cult would do something like Spin Metal or Spirit Bloom, and then Dead Orbit is the helium filaments, but I haven't seen it. I guess I could use the app and find it, but I've been working on other projects, and that the time just hasn't been there. So we had the economy update. We had a class balancing act. So Titans their skills were kind of redistributed, not the exact perks themselves, but some of the bonuses, the additions, and this is to kind of bring them more in line with what each of their archetypes are built towards. If you haven't kind of seen it already, each class in Destiny has this support, short range, long range archetype. With the Taken King, the missing archetype was added to all classes. Warlocks in year 1 had long range and support. Titans in Year 1 had support and short range, and then Hunters had both a long range and a short range, but no support. And I guess you could kind of argue short range for the Titan, depending on how your playstyle with the third class goes. But anyways, onto the class balancing. They worked some of their development magic to bring, hopefully, Sunbreakers down to the 1.0 KD in Crucible. So they changed some of the perks and the perk trees synergy in order to make it so the hammers still feel heavy from a Sunbreaker, but it's not, oh, a Sunbreaker tinged, I'm going to go hide now, because better to not kill anything for 30 seconds than to die for 30 seconds, which is pretty intense in and of itself. So from there, we also had a weapon balance update, increased auto rifle damage just a little bit, decreased pulse rifle damage to about, if it was a low firing or low rate of fire, they almost got a 14.5% debuff on damage impact, and the highest rate of fire is like a 3%, rounded to 3% damage reduction. So they're working to bring the Crucible meta where each gun has its specific intended target audience. Hand cannons, short to medium range. Pulse rifles, short to medium longish range. Shotguns, melee to short range. I mean, literally, they're working to get the shotgun where it needs to be, and we'll probably see another tune on range to bring them back in line one more time. Unless this one just appears magical, I still think that people are not seeing shotguns land where the shotgun range needs to be. Sniper rifles, they changed the last round. Well, actually, I don't know if you can even get last round, but they changed one of their perks so that it only procs on precision hits, which for a sniper rifle makes sense. The damage to the amount of impact they have, if you proc on anywhere else, is just like stupid. But if it procs on the head, it makes more sense, because then it's like even more damage. Which a headshot should be almost a one-hit KO, unless you're like extremely armored out. They brought back Dragon's Breath, and my goodness, this year it is a complete dragon. So if you remember back in Year 1, the Dragon's Breath rocket launcher had tripods, so you had 3 rounds. Whenever it also had a solar flare, in the sense that when it exploded, when it hit, it left a sphere of solar damage that kept hitting the enemy for X amount of time. I would know because it was one of my first exotics, and I died trying to kill Atheon several times in the bubble. Yeah, I was a complete scrub back then. But I'd only been playing the game for like 3 months, so shh. Not even. I think I did Atheon the first time after 2 months. If that. Wow. Anyways, so this year, instead of those solar flares, if you fire it and you let go, the rocket drops out of the air and explodes on the ground into a firing pool of napalm. I mean, it's like a sea of flames, and it is awesome. There's going to be a lot of great plays that this rocket launcher is going to have happen. And I'm really excited to see how trials go because of how devastating this rocket launcher can be. And then you pair it with the Taikonaut helmet on Titans, and then you have a tracking napalm rocket launcher that on explosion leaves a pool of flame, aka TKO. Alpha team wins. Now, with this update, we also got the newest activity for December. That is the Sparrow Racing League. Now, if you're going Sparrow Racing League, say what? There's a land transport that's available to your character called the Sparrow. It's an unarmed, nimble, and fairly speedy hovercraft, for simple explanation. And as you go around the game, you're like, man, it'd be cool to play this in it and go racing in it. And I'm sure people have done their own kind of mini race courses with it. However, now we have a complete full-on 3-week activity of Sparrow Racings. It started the 8th and is running until the 29th, I believe. So we have a good amount of time to enjoy the SRL, as it's called, the Sparrow Racing League, before it's off. You can actually get Sparrow-specific gear. You can get new Sparrows. Tess Everdeen of the Everdeen Universe, or Universe Company, whatever, the trading company. Eververse, there we go. Tess Eververse. Everdeen. Hunger Games, that's why it's in my head. Okay. Anyway, so Tess is selling new stuff to complement the Sparrow Racing League, very similar to the way she was doing with the Festival of the Lost. So we will see how much fun people have. The enjoyment comes that you can bring an entire 6-man fire team in, and so you can race against your friends. However, if you need to, you can jump in by yourself, get match made with others, match made with others, and not have to worry about the intrinsic difficulty of finding people whenever you don't have friends online. So it's a lot of fun. There is flavor armor that helps with the Sparrow Racing. I'm not sure. I want to say there's some that gives highlight, but there's also some that gives only like 3 light, so you don't have to worry about the armor being overpowered. What else? They also fixed a glitch. I'm excited about this. I haven't tested it yet, but they fixed a glitch where you couldn't infuse into the Frontier Ghost Shell. And the Frontier Ghost Shell was for those who bought I want to say the Ghost Edition of Destiny, or the Collector's Edition. And I was kind of sad that I couldn't take my Year 1 Ghost forward, or at least that one, because it was a legendary Ghost Shell. We'll see. I need to get on it at some point and play and experiment. So hopefully you guys see me in the Destiny universe. Again, this is your host, Rovan Doug. Thanks for stopping by on my Friday morning commute to work and Formal Friday. If you'd like to see me online, you can search Periscope, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, all for Rovan Doug, and it should link to me. Though that is my consistent online persona. However, if you see me online, you can find me under the gamertag Halo's Ghost, or the PlayStation Network name Halo's Ghost. Xbox has a space, PlayStation Network does not. So I will see you guys later, and I hope you have a wonderful day.